Okay guys, so welcome to Mobility Week 1. The first one we're going to start off with is a hip flexor stretch. What you're going to do is place one of your feet on the couch behind you or on a chair behind you. You're going to take your other foot out in front so that your ankle is directly positioned underneath your knee. From there, bring your chest down towards your belly button and I want you to lean your body forward slightly. If you're doing this correct, you should feel a stretch in towards the front of your leg. You're going to hold this for 2 minutes, left side and right side. Just be wary that when you are doing this, that you are going to get a stretch in towards the front of your leg. If you're too far down close to the ground and you have a bend in your hip, you're not going to get a stretch in towards the area. Also, just be wary of sitting up too tall, bouncing into the stretch and creating this arch in your lower back here that you can see at the bottom. And finally, make sure that your ankle is positioned directly underneath your knee and that your foot isn't too close in towards you, or it'll just throw you a little bit off balance and you won't be able to hold it for too long. A quick tip with this stretch is if you just take something, place it in front of you. Again, if you're at home, use a stool or whatever. It's just going to help with balance. Okay, so the next one, iron crosses. What we're going to do here is lying on our back, take your knees directly over your hips and place your feet together. Your palms of your hand are facing down and touching the ground. You're going to drop your knees left, keeping them in contact with each other, and you're going to look to the right. Back to the center and repeat, this time bring your knees and head in the opposite direction. You're going to do this 10 times each side. And the only thing that you have to watch out for on this one is that you're bringing your head up and trying to look at your knees to see if they're right. You're just going to get a little bit of tension in the back of your head. So keep your head on the floor. And another thing that you're going to want to do is keep your hands on the floor as well. So the palms of the hand must always stay in contact with the floor. Okay, next one is knee drops. Again, this time we're lying flat on our back. We're going to go a little bit wider with our feet. And we're going to bring one knee down towards the ground each time. The soles of your foot are going to come off the ground, but your back must remain in contact with the floor at all times. If you see on this one here, what's going wrong is that I'm bringing my knees down towards the ground and my back is coming off the floor. So don't worry about the distance too much, your knees coming towards the ground. Just make sure your back is flat on the floor and you're dropping your knees down whatever your hips will let you do. Knee to chest rollouts is the next one. What we're going to do here is grab our hands on the front of our knees, pull it in towards our chest. We're going to roll back. When we sit up, our toes are pointed in towards us, our back of our knees are on the ground, our backs are straight, and we're getting a stretch in when we reach forward. You want to keep your back in neutral position throughout and not round when you reach forward, like so. You also want to avoid your knees coming off the floor when you are coming up the stretch. So make sure that your knees or the back of your knees are in close contact with the ground. If you're struggling to do the first part of this movement, the knee to chest rolls, what you can do is stay at the top of the movement with a straight back, toes pointed towards you, and just reach forward and get a stretch in towards your hamstring. And finally, the last one is a glute bridge. For this, we're taking our feet directly underneath our knees, shoulders tight, back on the floor, and we're going to raise our hips. What you'll notice is that there's a straight line going from my knee to my hip to my shoulder. If you're doing this incorrectly, it can be one of two things. Your hips aren't raised high enough, meaning you're not squeezing your glutes, or you're raising your hips too high and again creating that arch in your back.